Hello everyone, I'm Ludovision and welcome back to the CCC challenge. I know it's been a while since my last video. I've actually been doing something else entirely for a while, taking a break from this one. I should be coming back to this at least on a casual basis. I do have a couple of other things I want to do, but in the meantime, I might as well make some more progress on this. Now, I have cut out a lot more in this video. In the previous two, I just left all my deaths intact, but there were too many for this part, so I just cut most of them out. Now at the start here, I'm just about to go through for my successful run through the top of the church, so I don't need to watch me failing so much on that. But when it gets up to the part with the Batwing demons or whatever they're called, and also Ornstein and Smo, I did die a significant amount there. And that's why this video is so much shorter than the others. Now, for Ornstein and Smo, I was attempting for a long time to kill Ornstein second and get the Leo ring. That was too difficult with the crossbow for me. I ended up just giving up, doing it the other way. Yeah, just sort of skipped ahead to my deaths here. At least some of them. I didn't even show all of them. Now there is one coming up that I'm really confused about. It's one of those deaths that you're not really sure of the reason. Anyway, you'll see it. I believe this is it here. And this is when I start getting some sound back in the video. The reason for that is previously when recording it, I was doing some voice commentary, live commentary as well. So I realized pretty quickly after that that the live commentary isn't a good idea, especially if you don't want people to be bored. So, and also especially if you don't really talk much while you're playing normally anyway. So I've decided to start adding post commentary instead. As you can see there, just getting red Testone ready. Now when I was getting through this area, I did have a significant amount of trouble with these demons that shoot the lightning at you. The crossbows are very slow, but particularly the ones just before you go up the slope to the Silver Knights with the bows. I'm actually not too familiar with how their AI works. I ended up just sniping them to death, which was very slow and boring, so I sped that up in the video. And there's these guys. Luckily these guys only take 3 hits. Now one thing I have noticed while playing is that Xanthus crown that I'm wearing, it actually does make the game a bit harder sometimes, because you really can't see what's going on in front of you. And I'm sorry for not having anything to talk about. This is quite a simple playthrough. It's just getting through the game. That's them doing. Now, when you can pull them by individually like this, they're not really that hard. It's when you have multiples at the same time that they can become a bit of a hassle. And also when they like to stand right on the edge of your lock-on range. I did do a bit of experimenting to see which way was the most efficient to kill them. I was considering just using the javelin, but with the 3 shots it still doesn't do enough damage to one hit kill them, so it's better to just use the heavy instead. If that was to get some sound, lure them out. As anyone who's used a crossbow knows, sniping isn't the easiest way to use them. A lot of wasted bolts throughout my various attempts trying to get this done. Now as for the next bit, with the Silver Knights, I didn't actually use my crossbows for that bit. Not sure if that would count as cheating or not, but didn't use any other weapons. Thing is, the crossbows would likely be too slow. It would probably get shot if you tried to hit them with them between the Silver Knight shots. But this method works, and still not using any other weapons, so I don't know. To be honest, I was getting sick of repeating this area. Anyway, I started out with several hundred lightning bolts for the javelin, and ended up using them all on unsuccessful attempts anyway. So by the time I was getting close to giving up on Ornstein and Smo, I was using them very frugally. Ended up making each fight take a lot longer anyway. I suppose I could have farmed some Silver Knights, but I'd really just prefer, getting it done. The method I use for red tier stoning here is something I worked out along the way. It's the Dust Crown Ring is actually quite useful for red tier stoning in this type of playthrough, because what you do is you equip it and then de-equip it, and you're at half your normal health anyway, and that takes away a lot of the time you need to use fall damage to get your health down. Now, as you can see here, I'm already down to 5 lightning bolts, so this is my last attempt at killing them. Well, the successful one. I think it's a successful one. Must be if I'm aiming for Ornstein. Now the trick to killing these guys is really rather than getting some distance from them, you want to stay relatively close so they still use their short range attacks, because they are much more punishable. When you get too far away is when he starts using that attack, and other long range ones, which are also more dangerous, especially if he gets caught on a wall or something and has to go around. It can cause a lot of bugs with his pathing, and sometimes he just stays in it infinitely and chases you around the map with that one move. He uses different ones when he gets to you. He never actually really hits you with that attack, but it does make him move much faster to get to you. Now, I have seen these two do some weird things when it comes to teamwork, and it's usually Smo doing something to either defend Ornstein or push him towards me so he can kill me. Now, that's just because of their collisions, but it does add an interesting dynamic to the fight, where you have to be careful of, you know, whether or not it's safe to do something depending on where Smo is standing, even if he's just walking towards you. Now there's Ornstein down, and honestly this way is much easier than killing Smo first. While Smo is a bigger target in phase 1, Ornstein doesn't give you much time to get a shot off, and sometimes he actually gets stuck in a loop of doing his jumping attack. Now what I do when he does his jumping attack is I walk out and then go back in afterwards. I don't have time to safely get a shot off from the outside there without risking my life on the way back in. But what he does then is, immediately after I go back in, he initiates another jumping attack, and he just ends up looping it repeatedly. It makes the fight very tedious. But Smo, he's extremely easy to kill, especially with a ranged weapon. And especially if he keeps using this attack, because it's just so punishable. So I hope to make more videos of this playthrough in a little while, as I said before, but I don't expect to be making them often, since there are a couple other things I want to get done, and I'm also planning on starting a Demon Souls playthrough first, and I'm going to be putting that up here as well. That one's going to be a bit more of a excessively difficult challenge run, so hopefully that'll be good fun. Now, I did append the Lawtrack kill to the end of this, and I'm not sure why I added this bit, just attempting some sniping. But I added Lawtrack at the end here. I needed to get him down, and the easiest way to kill him was actually just lure him up the stairs. I don't think his friends can get past him on the stairs either. Now, this is just me going to buy some more lightning bolts, since I completely ran out while I was doing the boss fights. Now hopefully none of the other bosses in the game should require quite as many lightning bolts as this one, so I don't know if I'll actually run into any shortages from now on. I hope not, those things are expensive. And here we go, just going here for the Lawtrack kill. Now, this is the method I use for actually getting down to red Testone health for when I'm going into this area. What you do is you just jump straight off, then equip the Dust Crown Ring, so you're a bit under half health now. But with the Dust Crown Ring still on, you just jump off again. And since your health is lower, you take less overall damage, and it takes you right down to the right amount of health. Anyway, you can probably tell I'm not really able to talk much about this, so I'll just leave you with the kill, and thanks for watching.